The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
What we're seeing is just some confidence in the market. We're seeing consumer confidence numbers. We're seeing just money moving around and reallocating itself. So to answer the question, yes, the rally can go higher.
We've been on a roll in this economy. We've been creating a lot of jobs. Looks like all the ingredients are in place for the consumer to do well here.
Unbelievable. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. It just amazes me how this PR department for this president will just sit there and blatantly lie when the facts say something totally different. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I did. And now we're off to, we're on our way to Christmas, and we're on our way to a rate hike. We got a jobs number this week. So a lot of exciting things going on with this Trump rally. Now, they're trying to tell us this Trump rally is solid. Matter of fact, they're trying to tell us the whole 180% rally since 2008 is solid. How can you say it's solid when the rally is not based on earnings growth, not based on productivity that gives us good wages, not based on capital investment that gives us economic growth, your GDP? How can they say that? Well, they can. They can say anything they want. And they say it enough, they start believing it. Now, Obama has gone around the country trying to protect his legacy. He's so misguided that he believes because his popularity numbers are up, people like him. He's a good guy. They like him as a person. I like to have a beer with him. We talked about that on Friday, or before Thanksgiving break. But they don't like him as a president. His legacy is terrible. No other president in history has left the White House with such a dismal legacy, because no other president in history has tried to fundamentally transform America from a society of freedom, capitalism, opportunity, to one of government-mandated dependency. His community organizing, his training in community organizing, compels him to pit us against each other. There has never been such a divided country, but he's been trained that. That's what organizers do. They're trained to pit people against each other. As a result, he's done so much damage to this economy, including the big damage. He refused to execute an executive order to repeal the 10b-18 stock buyback law, which is responsible for our economic headwinds that's going to plague Trump. This is the law that back in the 80s, the CEOs bought Congress and said, look, we want you to put in a law so we can manipulate our stock prices. Because back then, if you manipulated your stock prices by buying your own shares, you went to jail. That's right. It was a crime. But they made enough money they could buy Congress to protect themselves and put in a 10b-18. And when he was asked, look, you got to do something about these stock buybacks. We got a stock market that's going up when it shouldn't be. There's no earnings. There's no earnings growth. There's no sales. There's nothing. They just keep buying back their own shares. And they're destroying the economy because they are not taking any of their profits and rolling it back into the company to get better productivity so people get better wages and we hire more people. It's not happening. So please roll this back. He wouldn't. He refused because he was owned as you know, by these CEOs who were, many of them were his money bundlers, especially Jamie Dimon. So Obama is leaving behind a whole bunch of headwinds. They're going to plague Trump, including inequality. That is huge. The gap between the rich and the poor. We've never seen such a gap. All because of the monetary policy of quantitative easing. The overhang of government and consumer debt is awful. Durable goods. We talk about this all the time. Identifies the shape of the economy going forward. It signals right now a terrible downturn is coming. And productivity that identifies increases in wages is in its fifth straight quarter of contraction. Means payrolls are contracting. Well, we saw that on Friday, Black Friday, Thanksgiving Day, Black Friday. Look what happened. Sales and traffic at the malls were down. Net sales on Black Friday slid 10% in the malls. No, it wasn't made up online either. You can't say, oh, they made it up online. No, they didn't. Consumers are having problems. So we got problems with durable goods, problem with productivity, and income inequality, where his 150 richest friends have more wealth than the bottom 150 million people put together. Can you imagine? In fact, no president in history during a recession cut unemployment rate by half. He claims he cuts unemployment rate from 10% to 5%.
Unemployment reached 8-year lows.
But think about it. Let him own that. Sure, go ahead and own that. But no other president in history who cut unemployment by half failed to address the big part of the economy, of the recovery, productivity and wages. So wages have not gone up. How do you cut unemployment rate by half, yet wages don't increase? Think about that. Because the lack of capital investment by our CEOs that increase productivity, that increase wages. And because they're not putting money back in to their company for capital investment because of 10b-18, they now are allowed to manipulate the stock prices so they can become very rich themselves. It's destroyed this country, these stock buybacks, destroyed the economy. Except for very few. The small segment, 150 of his friends. He's the only president in history who not only did not grow the economy by 3%, he directly is responsible for the drop in productivity, wages, our standard of living, and he's responsible for the biggest gap in income inequality ever. He's refused to take his pen, his phone, his executive orders to try to straighten this thing out. Trump says he will. We'll see. Instead of taking this $3.1 trillion in profits and pouring it back into the company for capital investment, instead they diverted 40% to CEOs of the $3.1 trillion profits away from capital investment directly into their pockets. The other 60% went to the large shareholders as dividends, leaving nothing for capital investment. Even worse, he ordered Yellen for the last 5 years to provide another $2.1 trillion in free money to give it to the CEOs so they can even buy more stock. So they combined $2.1 trillion with $3.1 trillion, all for stock buybacks. And they're telling us, look at this, the economy is wonderful. Look at the stock, just look at the stock market, which has nothing to do with the economy. Stock buybacks is what they call prosperity without profits. Yeah, prosperity without profits. CEOs are prospering without profits. They are averaging $33 million in stock option revenue going directly in their pocket on top of the average $15 million in salary. The 500 top CEOs in this country. What are you, nuts? Are you nuts? So, for the country under Obama, our productivity has collapsed and our wages remain at a 10-year low. We'll be right back after this break.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. We're a teaching format, and boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated, so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated, but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Do you invest in a 401k or an IRA? Did you know you could lose 30, 40, even 50% of your investments when the market crashes? Isn't it time you take control of your investments? For over 15 years, philsgang.com's Phil Grandy has been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members, making profits when the market is up or down. philsgang.com posts daily market updates, has a live investing class, and all material is archived. Sounds too good to be true, right? So why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You know, most people get involved with a 401k because of the employer match. They really believe that there's free money. There's no free money. It's a scam. Here's how it works. You ever notice that you can't get the money all at once? Why not? Why don't they just give you the match all at once? Why over 6 years? Because they know only 12% of the people who work for a company stay for 6 years or more. Only 12% are there for 6 years. That's why they plugged it to 6 years. They know you're not going to stay. So it's not for your benefit. It's for the benefit of the company. It's a scam. There's an alternative, though. Phil's Gang. Join my gang. philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. Learn, invest, and profit with Phil Grandy. And be sure to check out philsgang.com. The Phil's Gang Stock Corner is brought to you by the MaxVest 1000 Stock Charts.
And welcome to Stock Corner. Remember, go to my site where you get the free video. Every Wednesday, I put up my opinion, what's going on in the marketplace. You should look at it. It's pretty good. It's always right on, too, what I think is happening in the market. So they'll help you. It's free. Just go to my site, philsgang.com, where the YouTube button is. Click it, and you'll get my YouTube and my commentary, and all free. Okay, let's talk about what's going on here in the economy right now. We know that the economy sucks. Anyone tells you it's a great economy, okay, the only people saying it's a great economy and consumers are strong and things are good and we're in a strong recovery are the people on CNBC, the media, the press, who are PR department for this administration. We know none of it's true because of the overwhelming victory of Trump. Because basically what the hard-working middle-class American who's been thrown under a bus by this administration told Obama when he said, please elect Hillary so I can continue with my legacy, so she can carry forward my monetary policies that worked so well in the last 8 years. And they said, really? Well, their response to Obama was defeating Hillary. It told Obama, hey, don't let the door hit you in the arse on the way out. Get out. And that was really what the defeat of Hillary was. It was a message to Obama. We don't appreciate what you did for the last 8 years. You've been lying to us. Now, what's going to happen? Well, the market has had this Trump rally, this last 5%. And remember, the market has been so over. Think of it this way here. The market should not be where it is today. If you do some math, you'll see that the stock market, is about 25% too high. Because if you go and you take your durable goods and you put it on a chart, that's what I love about charting. Charting always tells you the truth. You overlay your durable goods, because remember what durable goods do. Durable goods are your big items that last 3 years or more. Your durable goods identifies, and is a truth teller, how the economy is, what the economy looks like going forward, how strong it's going to be. If you overlay it, it's supposed to be the same as the S&P. They're supposed to go up together. Unfortunately, the stock market is 25% ahead of the durable goods on a chart, which means that we have a minimum of fluff, of air, of 25%. The market's 25% overbought, but it's going to be worse than that when it corrects, because you get panic coming into the market. You get people who have borrowed money to buy stocks. They start dumping quickly. So this 25% could end up to 50%. Now, what we're seeing in this 5% Trump rally, people say, oh, don't worry about it. He's going to fix everything, so that's not going to happen. Oh, really? It is going to happen. Because, number one, his programs he has not set in place. And as I told you last week, before we broke for Thanksgiving, any program you put in place, any interest rate hike or cut, takes 18 months to get into the economy. So if they're trying to convince us 180% stock market rally all through stock buybacks, which again were illegal. CEOs used to go to jail doing stock buybacks, which were made legal by this law 10b-18 back in the 80s. So we got this fluff. So here's what I think is going to happen. We're going to start the 5% rally. We're going to give that back. There's no question. This, to me, is a great opportunity to take your profits. If you've been in the stock market for quite some time now, and you got some great profits, you'd be nuts not to sell into this rally. You'd be out of your mind not to sell into this rally. This is the same thing that happened when we had the last market crash. Same thing. Now, what I do, and what I do for my students, for Phil's gang members, we will participate as long as this rally keeps going up. We're not going to fight the trend. We will be here and we will make money. We've been making money every day on this Trump rally. Do I believe in it? Of course not. But my chart will tell me when the institutions are leaving. Give me an example. I'm not fighting this tape. Take copper. Copper is up over 54%. When our chart gave us the buy signal, it's now up 54% from where that buy signal came in. 54%. Darden Restaurant, another one that we follow all the time, is up 20%. We got a 20% gain. My gang members who have copper are up 54%. Those who have Darden Restaurants up 20%. Will, okay, up between 8% and 14%, depending where they got in. Starbucks, up another 7%. I mean, it just goes on and on. Everything's been going straight up. But there's also the other side, is the sell side. This market is going to correct. So I want to make sure this time that you're not panicking or you're afraid. The thing about the stock market, the biggest fear is I'm not going to get out in time. That will never happen when you're a gang member. One, we'll coach you. We'll get you out of it before the market drops using our charting, which the charting makes all the sense in the world because it tells you immediately when the banks, when the institutions are pulling their money out. Your stockbroker's not going to tell you that. He wants you to stay in.
You're fine. You don't pay attention to the value of your house every day. Don't pay attention to your portfolio every day. Have a good, sound plan so you can go on and enjoy life.
How many times did you hear that lost all your money in the market? Well, that's not going to happen because we're going to watch charting. Our chart, okay, will be so exact. It will tell us when institutions are pulling out. So join my gang right now, 877-600-GANG. I have never been so enthusiastic about a stock market as I have now. Really. Check it out.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You hear me talk about 401ks every day on my radio show. Why? Because it's such a disservice. 89 million Americans have a 401k. There's 638,000 plans. And the father of the 401k, Ted Brenner, even admitted they're a scam. He doesn't endorse them anymore because of the ridiculous fees. You got to get away from those fees. Remember, every 1% fee, they take 30% of your retirement money. The average fund is 2.5%. 60% of the money is going to be gone when you're ready to retire. You don't need to do that. There's an alternative. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Seek out the alternative. Give yourself a break. philsgang.com. Sign up today.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. It's always about fees. That's right. It's always about fees. When you're investing in anything, it's about fees, but especially 401ks. Let me explain to you how you get screwed with a 401k. Nobody will tell you this. You'll be told with a $25,000 investment, your 401k will return 7%, and over 30 years, you'll retire with a nest egg of $226,000 with a fee of 0.5%. That is a lie. Do you know if you just bump it from 0.5% to 1.5%, that $226,000 drops to $160? With 2% fee, it drops to $123. But you know what most fees are? 3%. So you're going to drop almost below $100,000. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and get rid of that 401k. It is not for your benefit.
Isn't it time you reduce your fear of investing? Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, people make it too complicated. Wall Street tells you the market cap is trailing PE and the forward PE and price to sales to confuse you. All you need to know is, does the stock have volume? What's that mean? Energy. What does that mean? If you have people buying a stock, enough of the stock's being bought, it influences the prices to go up. Join my gang, philsgang.com. We're using charting, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Money, 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 can you use?
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. It's only $39.95 a month. And nobody gives you what I give. I mean, you can't buy a newsletter, for God's sakes, for what I charge. $39.95, and the value you get. Not only do you get the classrooms, okay, every day we start out, first of all, in the morning with coffee talk. I give you an idea of what's going to happen in the market that day. 9:30, the classroom starts. All archived, by the way. You don't have to be there. It's all archived. And every morning when the market opens, I'm live on the air. My students call in or email in their questions about their stock. Should I buy? Should I sell? Should I add? And then people learn. I put it up on a chart and show them. And then we end at 11. Then we start with our updates all through the day, including all the bonus stocks. And our focus is on charting, because charting tells you the truth. The big fear in the market is always, will I get out in time when the stock market crashes? You don't have to worry about that. With the charting and the way we teach you, especially charting for people who are so busy. There's so many people who are so busy today in life. They don't have a moment to think about buying a stock. But they also know that their 401k is worthless. They also know they're not getting ahead. They realize if they're going to retire, you can't just have your Social Security check. You got to build wealth. The only place you can build wealth, not flipping houses, is the stock market, but it's that fear that I'm not going to be out in time. That's the fear that holds people back from getting into the market. So join my gang, try it. You'll see. You'll get rid of that fear because I'll give you that safety net with my charting. You should really try it. Now, as I said before, no other president is going to leave with such a bad legacy. Here's what gets me. Listen to what he says.
My guiding principle as president has been to try to do the right thing.
Try to do the right thing. Really? Like lie to us about Obamacare?
If you like your doctor, you will be able to keep your doctor, period. If you like your health care plan, you will be able to keep your health care plan, period.
That's the right thing? Remember, Goober, who put the program together for him, laughed at us. They would say, thank God America was stupid, or me and Obama couldn't put this thing, get it past you.
Lack of transparency is a huge political advantage. And basically, call it the stupidity of the American voter or whatever. But basically, that was really, really critical to getting the thing to pass.
Lack of transparency. But what did Obama say?
Let me say it as simply as I can. Transparency and the rule of law will be the touchstones of this presidency.
And because he would not give us transparency, would not let us see this bill, they passed it. What did he say, Goober? Thank God Americans are stupid, or we never got this bill through. And he's saying what? Obama said,
my guiding principle as president has been to try to do the right thing.
Do the right thing. Remember this?
But I want to know what you're saying. You're the leader
Absolutely.
of the country. You're saying no corruption.
No.
None.
No, there were some boneheaded decisions out of a
but no
local
mass
office.
corruption.
Not even mass corruption. Not even a smidgen of corruption.
Okay.
Not a smidgen corruption at the IRS. Not a smidgen.
What criminal statutes you've evaluated?
I have not looked at any.
Well, then how can you possibly tell our fellow citizens that there's no criminal wrongdoing?
Because I've seen no evidence that anyone consciously...
Well, how would you know what elements of the crime existed? You don't even know what statutes are at play. I'm going to ask you again. What statutes have you evaluated?
I think you can rely on common sense that nothing I have seen...
Common sense. Instead of the criminal code, you want to rely on common sense. No, Mr. You can shake your head all you want to, Commissioner. You have said today that there's no evidence of criminal wrongdoing.
I wonder if Gowdy's going to get a audit. But it's not funny. We have a liar amidst us, a criminal, a crook who was president, who should have been impeached. Unbelievable to say.
My guiding principle as president has been to try to do the right thing, even when it's not politically convenient, and using my best judgment, shape policies that will serve the American people, keep them safe, keep our economy growing, put people back to work. Based on current surveys of public opinion in the United States, it turns out that the majority of Americans think I've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, when they poll just Democrats, maybe even Republicans say, hey, your popularity, we like you. You're a pretty fine fella. You're funny. You're a great talker. We like you. Like to have a beer with you. But your monetary policies, you're the only president in history who tried to transform this government using redistribution of wealth, transform it from a society of freedom, of capitalism, of opportunity, to one of government. He's the only president that ever said, I'm going to grow government but not jobs. Healthcare, he said. When I fix healthcare, that's going to increase a lot of jobs because healthcare is so high. I'm going to cut healthcare right down. Everybody's going to save $2,500, and that will create jobs. Never happened, did it? Of course not. Do what's right? How about this?
That is what we saw play out in the last 2 weeks. There's a crude and disgusting video.
He lied about the video of Benghazi, but this is behind us now. Now we got to look for it. Look, the criminal is leaving. The crook is leaving. We got to make money. And the opportunity, the stock market is going to be wonderful. Yes, we may have a couple pullbacks, and that's okay because the stock market is at least minimum 25% higher than where it should be at this point. And there's no question. Put it on a chart. You'll see. You'll see. Look, the biggest problem we have is these stock buybacks. It's distorting the real economy. It makes the market go up, and people really believe the stock market is the economy. It's not. CEOs call it prosperity without profit. We have, I've never seen this happen. This country under Obama, its productivity has collapsed because of this 10B program of stock buybacks. Our productivity has collapsed. Our wages have collapsed. Our wages remain at a 10-year low, as well as our standard of living is at a 10-year low. But not for his small segment of the population, his buddies, about 150 people, the richest people in the world. As a result of his policy, we have all the high-paying, full-time manufacturing, construction, and mining jobs disappeared. Dropped by 35%, replaced with low-paying, part-time service jobs. 72% of people now work from paycheck to paycheck. 72% of the people, paycheck to paycheck. That, in turn, caused a historic number of consecutive quarters of year-over-year negative earnings and the lack of meaningful job creation. As a direct result of his policies, he's caused the largest contraction in new home sales, retail sales, household spending, disposable income, durable goods sales, and income inequality. 40% of student loans in this country right now are behind. They're not making payments. 40% of the student loan debt, they've stopped making payments. And guess where these kids live? In their homes with their parents. That's why home ownership has fallen every year for the last 8 years, because when someone graduates from college, they can't find a good job, start a family, and buy a home. Remember, the first-time home buyer makes up about 50% of the whole real estate market. They're out of the market. This is crazy. This is crazy. We'll be right back. Join my gang, Phil's gang, today.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents, We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's a number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You're not a regular listener to Phil's Gang? What, are you nuts? Listen to Phil Grandy and check out philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Here's my number, 877-600-GANG. Join now. It's $39.95. That's all it is for a month. You'll get everything. You get my coffee talk in the morning, the classroom from 9:30 to 11. You'll be involved with that. All my bonus stocks, and at the end of the month, you don't think you're doing better, then you get out. The key, why my gang does so well, is because our philosophy is you take 5 of the top stocks. You can take the S&P 100, you can take the Dow 30, and just pick 5 stocks. By focusing on those same 5 stocks all year, Goldman Sachs, Intel, IBM, Caterpillar, Schlumberger, good mix. Those same 5 stocks, you always put them on a chart, and you always know when to buy and when to sell. It doesn't matter. There's no such thing as the hot company. That's ridiculous. The hot company. But think about this. The institutions, they buy stock, and they buy stock in the top companies, like Goldman Sachs, Intel, IBM, Caterpillar, Schlumberger. And if you just focus on them and you have a chart that identifies when to buy, when to sell, you have my teaching behind you. You have the total support. The total support of my whole team. With those 5 stocks every day. So important. It works. Like I'm not trying to pretend. I'm not saying that copper, I told you when we had our buy signal, it's up 54%. I'm not telling you the whole gang members, all the gang made 54%. I'm not saying that at all. Out of that 54%, some made 10%. Maybe a few made 20% or more. All you want to do is make 5% a month. That's all you need. 5% out of your 5 stocks. We guide you to 5% a month. Oh, that doesn't sound like much. Oh, really? 5% a month is over 70% return. You're not going to get 70% return. I'm not suggesting that either. But because we know when to get rid of the bad stocks, cut the losses quickly through charting because we can see money moving away so quickly. You can, I don't care if on 5 stocks you lose on 3. The 2 that you keep, you're going to get a minimum of 5%. At the end of the year, that can give you a 10% return. More if you just learn how to short a stock, but they've scared you to death not to short stocks, not to bet they're going down, because they don't want you to get out of your stocks. They want you to stay in, because they get paid on how much is in the fund, not how much they make you in the fund, the returns they get on the fund. And every day you see our returns, the returns that we make. Every day when you're a gang member, you'll see the returns that we make. When we put out a stock like copper, you'll see exactly the return we make on copper. You'll see exactly the return we made on WLL, an oil stock. You'll see it every day, the returns. So this is just not make-believe. You'll see the returns are right there in front of you. So we know that this rally, this whole 180% rally, is a bunch of nonsense. We know, again, it's minimum 25% overbought. And you can conclude that, as I say, just putting up a chart that shows you the durable goods against the S&P. The durable goods are lagging. You're supposed to have your durable goods on any chart. It's been for years and years and years. They got to be going up the same amount. 72% of our workforce live paycheck to paycheck. Total household debt is at a historic $12.3 trillion. 35% of Americans are behind on debt payment, at least 180 days. Credit card delinquencies have hit the highest level since 2012. Government employees now outnumber manufacturing jobs by 10 million. Corporate debt has doubled under Obama because of this dangerous stock buyback program, which the companies have borrowed trillions and trillions of dollars to buy their own stock back. Even at zero interest rate, they still got to pay the debt back. And that debt is so high. That's why you're not getting a good job. That's why you're not getting overtime. That's why you're working part-time. You're not getting a raise. You can't get a raise unless the CEO decides to take the profits and pour it back into the company. But he takes 40% of those profits, and his pay is based on stock. So he gets himself some beautiful options. He takes 40% of the profits, pumps it in buying stocks, pushes the price up artificially, which is not going up because of profits, not going up because of earnings. It's going up because he bought the stock. The other 60% of profits are going to the big fat shareholders. There is nothing left. That's why for 8 years, we've gone nowhere. That's why our growth is 1.6%. That's why his legacy, Obama, is going to be the only president who never hit 3%. The Federal Reserve is a terrible place. You have the same 152 people that run the Federal Reserve. I told you last week, watch out for these principal protected funds. I was driving around over the weekend. God, it's all I heard. All I heard on the radio. And I wanted to just, go nuts. They're promising people, hey, we're going to promise you that you will never lose your principal. Really? Yes, you do. In fees. After a stock market went down 54% in 2008, wiping out $12 trillion of investors' money, these parasites on Wall Street quickly came up with a scam called Principal Guarantee Product. Sound too good to be true? That you'll never lose your principal no matter how much the market goes down? It is too good to be true, because here's what you don't understand. All they're doing is buying you a zero coupon bond. First of all, they lock you in for minimum 8 years, between 5 and 10 years. So let's say 8 years. You get, and they'll take most of your money. If you put $25,000 in, they take most of that money and put it in zero coupon bonds, which means that you get no money out of those bonds. You get no interest, nothing to the mature date, 8 years. Do you know why they use you got to be in at least for 5 years? You got to be in these principal protected funds where they tell you no matter how much the market goes down, you never lose your principal. You know why? Because they've taken a study. 88.2% of people dump these things before 5 years. So that's why they put it at 5 years. On average, they try to keep you in a contract of 8 years. Because guess what? That protection, the guarantee, you don't get it unless you complete the program. If you want to get out early, guess what? No protection. You lost all that money. They only protect you if you stay in. It's such a scam. So if there's a redemption and you're going early and they deduct all the losses, you got to stay in to the maturity date. It's unbelievable. What a scam this is. All weekend I'm listening to this. And here's what they don't tell you. That $25,000, you won't believe the fees. The front load fee, the 12B1 fees. On your original $25,000, even if you didn't lose a penny, let's say you didn't lose a penny in 5 years, and you stayed to the maturity, and you're ready to get out, and you're going to get your contract was 5 years. Do you know you're going to lose $8,000 on the 25? Oh yeah, they protected your 25. You didn't lose that in the market, but they don't tell you about the $8,000 in fees they're going to take away from your 25 grand. That's right. They take $8,000 away. That's all your fees, front load fees, all the other fees. This is why each year they sell $50 billion worth of these principal protected funds, these guarantees you never lose your principal. $50 billion. But you know how much they lose? These projects lose? $113 billion. Think about it. So for every $50 billion you buy of these protected funds, principal protected funds, the industry loses $113 billion. All fees. This is crazy. This 100% guarantee is a farce. Why? You're better off. Why would you want to be in something for 5 years, even if you broke even? But you don't even break it. You're better off putting your money under your pillow, or put it in a CD. What a joke. Join my gang right now. 877-600-GANG. Join the gang.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.